I'm here to present something on our own proprietary security testing platform, which we call as CSAC, or it's Crestec Security Assessment Center. So I'll talk something about CSAC first, and then I'll go into details of how it originated, and then we can have a quick glimpse of the screens. I could have shown you, the actual portal, but it's not feasible here. So I have captured some screenshots that will give you a feel of how the portal looks. So now CSAC is one of its kind security testing platform that has been developed by after understanding the needs of our customers into this area. So I was talking to one of our IT security managers, and this is the time when security managers focus more on network security. But this guy, who was IT security manager of a large e-commerce portal, told me, Himanshu, I have all the things in place in my security space, in my network space. Nothing could pass unnoticed because I have intrusion detection systems, I have firewalls. But my biggest challenge is, the security of my web applications. Because if anything is going in an insecure fashion in a web application, even my network would not prevent. So, I'll talk about it more in the upcoming slides. So this is how CSAC looks. It's a on-demand security platform. We call it on-demand because you can use it from anywhere, anytime, and it has been developed on cloud. So as per your convenience, you can use this platform to perform security test on your application. The public version of CSAC, we have two versions. One is the enterprise version, the other is the cloud version or the public cloud version. So the public version is running live on www.testingcloud.com. So you can visit the site, do a quick registration. It's an easy 3-step process. As a promotional offer, we are giving 3 quick scans for free, and you can do a test run on your application, which is live and which is on production, which can be accessed over a public URL. So how it originated, so there were 3 typical problems that IT security manager told me when he was explaining me the problem of security in his web applications. Number 1, he told me, look, we have different verticals in our organization, and each vertical have their own development teams. So I need some way that these teams are enabled to perform security testing themselves parallelly or simultaneously. Second is, there was a centralized information security management team that certified the applications across all these verticals and declared it safe to go live. So understanding the discussion and the problems from him, there were typically 2 areas that were to be looked upon. He was targeting in improving the time to go to market. Since there was just one centralized team, it was becoming a bottleneck. Every vertical, every development team came to that security team to certify that product, and they had their own limitations. They could perform testing on one product or one application at a time. And they wanted to reduce dependency on their central IT team. They wanted to enable their own development teams to perform security testing themselves. So I asked him, did you try some options? Did you look into some, the way you could handle them? And he told me, yeah, I worked on a couple of solutions, but there are primarily 2 reasons because of which I failed, because of which we failed to provide a solution. Number 1, he could not find a way to run tests parallelly. Something on demand, something through which all the teams can perform tests simultaneously. And number 2, he thought of buying commercial tools, but that was adding to a lot of capex. So these are license-based tools, right? With one license, you can perform one test scan at a time. So even if they had to perform multiple scans, they had to go for multiple tool licenses, and that was adding to their capex. So realizing this situation, we came into the picture. We went back, did a brainstorming, how to give an effective solution to this problem. And then our team of security experts came up with the idea of developing this on-demand web application security platform currently only for web applications, and it performs only black box testing so far. So the idea was to give advantages, three main advantages. One was to allow development teams to configure VATP scans on their applications, all of them simultaneously. Number two, the teams can schedule tests whenever they wanted. I mean, they had no restriction as on the availability of the machine or availability of the license. They can do it whenever they want. And number three, we gave them a platform or an interface to see the security test results on a single dashboard, so that all the stakeholders could get a glimpse of what happened to the application security in a single page. I'll talk about the architecture of this entire solution that we made. It typically has two main areas. Number one is the self-service portal. So by self-service portal, I mean every user of this particular platform will get their own customized portal to log in. They can customize their scans, they can put in their application information, run scans on their application, download the results, view the reports. And number two, it's the security governance engine. So that's the core or heart of this platform that we built. I'll talk about the security governance engine more. It has certain components, critical components that we brought into and we tried to make them talk to each other eventually to come out with this solution. So number one is the business tools. So there is this entire platform works on an open source repository. Now, when I talk about open source tools, there are primarily two key challenges in security testing that these tools possess. Number one, most of these tools are restricted on technology. I mean, either one tool would work best with .NET, other tool would work best on a Java platform, the third might work best on a PHP application. And the second is that these are restricted on the type of vulnerabilities that they can identify. For example, a tool Wapiti is powerful in identifying injection flaws. Another tool, which is Equinetics, is powerful in identifying cross-site scripting. But none of these tools holistically give a coverage to identify all the threats, which ideally the commercial tools give. Tools like IBM AppScan, HP Web Inspect, they give you this advantage and then they charge for it, right? So one of the key areas was to work on this platform was to give a holistic threat coverage, a good threat coverage, while working with these open source tools. So we had a repository of open source tools with us. We have a repository of open source tools with us. And these business tools are written to identify the right mix of tools that will run for a particular type of scan. For example, if your requirement is to just do cross-site scripting scan on your application, my engine in the backend will detect what all tools will work best on your application to identify all the cross-site scripting issues. If you want to do SQL injection testing, it will apply a combination of Wapiti, SQL map, and one more tool to identify all the injection flaws in your application. If you want to perform an exhaustive scan, then all these tools will come together to perform a scan on your application and give out the results. The second core thing that we had to deal with is, each of these tools, open source tools, have a different way of coming out with reports and generating results. For example, Wapiti generates an XML report. It has a certain format in which the issues are reported. Arcani has another format. It gives an HTML report, and it has certain other way in reporting the vulnerabilities. So we had to develop a normalization engine in the back and make the results comply to one common standard which is known to all. So that standard is OWASP. Currently it's an industry known standard. It categorizes the top 10 threats which are there in the security testing space. So we wrote a normalization engine in which the issues reported by all these tools were normalized into a single view, into a single common vulnerabilities depending upon various parameters like the URL, the threat vector that was used as an exploit to expose this vulnerability, certain parameters, the values that were changed, and finally the type of threat that was identified. So, this forms the core of this particular engine. And finally, after doing complete scanning, after normalizing the results, it goes back to the reporting center, whose job is to now collaborate or compile a report to present it to the end user on the self-service portal itself. So the user can log in anytime once the scan is complete, download or view that report, and see what all happened to his application. These scans run on different machines. Currently the architecture is that we are using one machine for one particular tool. So for example, if for a cross-site scripting scan, there are two tools and two independent machines will run together. Once the scan is complete, the results are sent back to the scan center. It normalizes all the results, it gives it back to the reporting center, and finally it's available for download on the self-service. We call this entire security governance engine as IntelliHack. It's a trademark term that we have given to this particular platform because it gives a sense of intelligence the way the tools in the backend work operate upon to give a maximum threat coverage to the end user, while the results are comparable to what the commercial tools gives at a much lesser cost. By the way, we for this particular platform, we are patent pending. We already have a provisional patent in our name for this technology. So how it works, Jesse will take you through some screenshots of how this entire platform works.
So this is the login screen of the application. So this is the self-service portal. Every user will have its own database so that there is no data. One client cannot see data of other client. So that is why we have distributed the database across it. So this is the login screen where each user will have his own credential and he can log into it and manage his respective scans and schedule a scan to and fetch the report. Now after logging into the CSAC, now here we can see a snapshot of the activities like notification that we have, the pending scans, the reports that already have generated. So now the next step is to give the details of the application that you want to run. When I say give the details, we ask mandatory things are give us the URL and the login credentials. But there are options that you can give what is the operating system, what is the database that you are using. So that helps us to optimize the scan. So if more the details, faster we can give you the results and the better quality results will be published. So for that we go to the application.
Right. So to create a new application, there are certain options on the left hand menu if you can see. The very first logical step is to give the details about the application on which you want to perform a scan. It's a three-step easy process. You just have to go to the applications. You have to click on new application button. What you see here are the already created applications in the table. And then once you create a new application, you get into a different screen that shows you three different steps. Step one is to perform authentication on your application domain. Now that's a step that we have put there to maintain your security. If today I want to run a security scan on somebody else's website, unless I am authorized user to do it, I should not be allowed to do a scan. That's a security breach. So for this, once you give your URL or domain, you will see an unverified mark appearing against it. You have to download a file, place it into the root folder of your application domain and click on the verify button. Only if you verify it successfully, you will be able to proceed and schedule a scan on it. But the engine still allows you to complete the application registration even if you are not verifying it at this point. So on successful authorization, you can see a verified tick mark here. Step 2 is to give the environment details, right? As Jitin already mentioned, there are some mandatory fields which are required, like the starting URL, if a login is required or not. In case a login is required, what are the credentials to log into the system? If multiple login is allowed with the same credentials, and then some specific details regarding the environment that helps the entire platform to run some specific tests on your system, on your application. For example, operating system, web server, application. And finally, in case there are any proxy settings or a proxy server which is placed out there, you can also specify it. The system can read it and direct the request to a proxy.
Now this is the application. Like on now we can see the application that the newly created application that we have. Now the next step is to schedule a scan on the same application that we have already added. So the steps are like first we just click on this link scans. Here we have a like a pop-up will come up when we press this new scan button. Now here we are, but we have to specify is we need to give the name of the scan and we need to select the type of scan. Type of scan will determine what are the tools that are to be run and what kind of report to generate. For example, if we are looking for only SQL injection issues, so we can select the SQL injection only scan. Or if we are looking for cross-site issues, so XSS only scan. Or if we are looking for an exhaustive testing, so we can schedule exhaustive scan. So that will so this type of scan will decide which are the tools that are to be run and what kind of report that are to be generated. There is a option for like that Himanshu mentioned that we are providing 3 quick scans for free. A quick scan will be something which will generate like in hour or two. It will give you a snapshot of the issue that the application has. It will give around like 15 to 20% of the issues. Okay, so here there was another functionality where we can schedule a scan to start on a future date and time. We can specify like the tester need not set to start a scan or something. We can schedule a scan to start at like 10:30 p.m. in the night or maybe 1 a.m. in the morning.
Plus across any time zone as well. We give the flexibility to schedule it across any time zone. We have cloud machines placed at different locations that take care of this.
So after we press the submit button on the schedule scan screen, now the scan is scheduled and it says waiting for execution. This status stays until the time that we specified to start the scan is come. Now at the specified time, the status changes to security scan in progress. After the scan is completed, the status says scan complete, and now we can see the reports on the same portal.
Right, and needless to mention, we have provision notification. So whatever activity is happening out there, notifications will be sent to the user's registered email ID so that they are aware what is happening. Once the scan is complete, you will get a notification. You can come back to your portal and then go back and see the results.
So for reports, we need to go to reports. We can click on the summary report. There are options like we can download also, and we will show you the summary. So there are 3 tabs. One is the executive summary, one is issue distribution and vulnerability design. Executive summary is for the management people who can see what are the number of issues that are occurring. Like they can compare the reports. Like previously there were X number of issues, so have the issues reduced or like what is the status of the application now? So our report, like Himanshu already mentioned, that we are making it OWASP compliant. So here we have the issue distributed across the OWASP. Second, okay. So this is the issue distribution versus severity. So here we can see what are the kind of issues and what is the severity of those issues.
So these are part of the executive summary report only. The next tab, which is issue distribution, gives you more details about each of the URL in which the issue was identified. And finally, the vulnerability detail section. I'm sorry I do not have a screenshot of it here. I missed it somehow. But it gives you a complete information about what was the issue, what were the parameters used to exploit the problem, what is the severity of the problem, and some generic remediation tasks against it. The way you can go back and fix the developers. So it's more meaningful to the development team or the security folks who are there in the team to understand this way the issue has been identified and now this is the way I can fix it. Right. So currently this platform is supporting 6 tools that we have in our repository. These are all the standard open source tools, even used by big IT industry, companies, tier 1 companies, enterprises. These are Google Skipfish, there is Arcani, there is Rapidity, Web Securify, W3 framework, and SQL Map. So each tool has its own advantage, that we try and map into this engine, and they help together in coming out with the maximum threat coverage for the user. So there are 4 key business values that our on-demand platform brings to the end user. Number 1, it does not require any special security skill set to operate. Even if you are a business user or a non-technical user, the way we saw the portal is going on, knowing the starting URL of my application is nothing to do with the security specialist. Any business user or person who has the knowledge of the application, who has built the application, can use this portal to scan the application or schedule a scan on the application. No doubt, once the issues have come up, once you understand there are problems in the system, you will require the help of specialists to fix them, or some security guide to analyze them and tell them how to fix it. The second is you can now ensure continuous management of your security compliance. E-commerce portals where things are very dynamic, agile, you are coming up with releases almost every second day or even every day. You want to make sure that when you fix something in your application, it does not break down things, or it is not introducing any other bug in the system. So that's where this platform is very, very helpful. You can quickly do a quick scan on your system to ensure that nothing has broken down with this new release. Of course, you can save money on expensive commercial tools. So CSAT is credit-based platform. As when you work on a public cloud version, we give you some credits, free credits, to which you can do a quick scan on your system. But then each different type of scan is associated with some particular number of credits in the backend, and of course, some value of money which are related to those credits. So whenever needed, whenever you have a requirement to do a scan, you can just come to us, pay us, and we'll credit those number of value points into your account, and then you'll be able to run the scan on your application. And finally, we maximize your security threat coverage and minimize the risk. So this engine, though we could not get a chance to do a comparative study on our own, but then we have certain clients who work with tools like IBM AppScan, and they provided us with numbers where we saw the results are comparable to these commercial tools generated. So that gives us the confidence that this particular platform ensures a maximum threat coverage, and with our open source platform, we are now competing with a commercial at a much lower cost. Yeah, that's pretty much it on the C side. Thank you.
Any questions? Yeah.
Since we have cloud and you said that we have multiple spectrum of tools which are running at a time, do they run parallelly or sequentially?
They run parallelly. So every cloud machine, in fact, for all the users, every type of scan runs parallelly. For example, I scheduled a scan, a quick scan. There will be 2 machines that will be open instantiated on cloud, one running Rapidity, one running SQL Map, and simultaneously they will be progressing on the scan. Now at the same time, Jitin also comes up and schedules a scan. There will be entirely 2 different machines or 3 different machines that will open up, and the scans will go on parallel.
As you schedule a quick scan, let's say,
Yeah.
now the suite of 6 tools will try
Right.
to hack my system, right? Now would these tools run parallelly or they'll do sequential work on
They-
that particular scan?
Okay. So they at this moment they run parallelly, and we ensure that they are not interfering with each other in identifying the vulnerabilities. Right. So, but for generation of report and normalization of results, it waits till the last tool completes and identify all the issues and reports back to the system.
That means the total time is reduced a lot.
Yes.
If you do it manually, you have to do it sequentially.
Sequential. That's right. Or you'll have to use multiple machines.
Yeah. And again, so many years.
Yeah. So we have built that intelligence into the system. The business tools that I talked about actually decide which tools to run corresponding to which scan, what technology, what type of scan you are configuring on the system. So that's the logic that has been built into this platform. We keep on updating this logic because we ensure that this system is updated with the updated version of the tools. Plus any new type of scan which is coming up, we ensure that the business tools are incorporated in the system. If we see tomorrow a new tool comes up that has the power of delivering cross-site scripting better than the existing ones, we can do it in the backend. And for an end user, everything remains the same. We ensure that they give a maximum benefit. So we keep this platform up to date from the backend engine itself.
Is there any environment variable or intelligence sharing between the tools, or they are more observed? Different tools are working in confusion, or they are sharing some intelligence?
No, they are not sharing any intelligence between them. The intelligence is not with the tools. The intelligence is with the platform. So every tool performs their operation, sends back the result to the governance engine, and then it performs a normalization on it intelligently to club all the vulnerabilities and report it in a vast compliance. Right now, just one. IBM Labs. We are trying to. We currently do not have access to other tools, so we are actually relying on our clients who have access to these commercial tools who can provide us this kind of information. So yeah, there are plans to certify it against HP Web Inspector, which is another good tool to work.